Move with everyone to the rest area. People go out. There's a bus waiting for them. Everybody in the car. I am very careful, and everyone is very careful. I didn't dare say much on the road. They know that everyone in the blizzard. They can report their words and actions. To the top. They were taken to an apartment. There are strict guards around. The staff said everyone. This will be a resting place. During the time here. The inside of the apartment looks pretty decent. Each person is assigned a separate room. Service personnel using communication equipment to inform everyone about related issues of the apartment. This includes the provision of food and other services. Everyone can contact them. Zhang and members of the dysfunctional organization and other cities. I walked into the apartment one by one. The staff told Trong Yi, "This is a room that's been arranged for you." After check in the sky is still early. The police have no intention of resting. Immediately. He thought silently. This place doesn't know how to be a police officer. Is it far away or not? Red Pepper, Celestial and Tran Tin went to Zhang Yi's room to talk about the conference tomorrow. When he sees you all, suddenly, you are full. The pink face doesn't look very happy. As soon as she arrived at Zhang Yi's room, she said anxiously, "When we got here, we looked at it. The number of people we carry is at least only people from other cities. It's also reached hundreds of people. And I can feel it. The amount of energy they have. It's more than us. Isn't that right?" The angel glanced at the red pepper. "I've seen a lot of stares. There's no shortage of people with bad intentions. And the wind, he feels the same way. In fact, there are 12 city teams. Only their team is the least. News about Thien High City have experienced the devastating wind of zombies. Must have been transmitted by LAN to other cities. Tianjin City now. Talented people spend things. The amount of energy is pitifully low. It's really easy to be despised. Red is a little disgruntled. If it was back then. Do they dare? Do you treat us like this anymore? There are 4 bases. A fence plus a translation team. Then the fighting power of the Tian High City. Extremely powerful. But now, the power of the city of Tian High has been destroyed, killed to 8-9 parts. The rest of the power is really pathetic. I don't blame people for being disrespected. Zhang Yi's face, not too many exasperated expressions. He said this is snow. Even if they have something against us, nor dare to act. Before we know it, the will of the Jiangnam area, no one's allowed to do their own thing here. If you don't follow the rules of the Jiangnan area, I will not be able to protect you. For Trong Dui, 11 other cities just like a little shrimp. He doesn't pay attention at all. With his current power, it is definitely the second largest in the world. If anyone has no eye to harass him, he will make the enemy regret it. Because of my stupid decision. You need to be careful with the Jiangnan area. It's not to say that the Jiangnan area is mean to them. It's unpredictable. That's what Trong Yi said. There was anger on the face of the Red Cross. With the others, it's been reduced a little bit. But you're worried. We're just afraid that we'll hold them back. Although SAO, people do not beat tigers to hurt people. Smile to the air. What you're saying is that they will take the initiative to attack us. Red Pepper cross-training hands say the prosperous economic capital of Tian High, abundant supplies. But right now, only our forces are protecting us. There may be less than 1,000 survivors. It's hard to avoid being watched. Squint your eyes. In my eyes a ray of light. He really thought about the problem you raised. I have said this before. Don't think about it for the time being. Solve the problem in front of you first. Let's focus our energy at an important conference tomorrow. Other things about already said. Everybody's got the translation chapter at their head. He spoke up. Then naturally, people have no other opinion. A while later, Red and Blue back to the room. Okay, let's go first. Zhang Yi glanced into the room. Zhu Kai Ni and 6 suddenly glittering eyes looked at him. Even though you both have your own room, but maybe is due to the severe atmosphere of the blizzard. To make fear. So they both ran to Zhang Yi's room to find a sense of security. The doctor said you should rest here. Let's go make a phone call. Listen to this. Two girls are afraid to distort the face. After finishing, Bok Lai Trong fan appointment campaign to chat. We can talk about things tomorrow. He called the Chief Justice. Received Zhang Yi's phone. The police chief was not surprised. He said your area is Area B. We're in Area A nearby. I'll give you a passport. Temporary electronic. Remember to find me at the bar when you get it. Laughing can speak. After hanging up, he got a temporary passport that the Assistant Attorney General sent. Talk to 2 girls. You rest first. I went out to meet an old friend. Curious Chu is the man of the SAO Blackguard investigation team. And then I'm going to nod and talk to them a little bit. So you go. You and I are waiting for you to come back. His old acquaintance in the blizzard. It can only be the black team. It's not a secret. I know that the movement is a very important thing. So Zhu Kai Ni and 6 of course do not want to follow. Zhang Yi left the room. Then go outside the apartment building. He just discovered that it's not just me doing that. When Zhang Yi was about to step out of the upstairs, the waiter came to stop him. Excuse me, where are you going? She smiled and looked at her outside. She's getting more worried. I told you. Please do not leave the apartment. Missed as before, they were discovered by the military patrol. When they get in their communications vehicle, all receive the management regulations of the Snow City. The translation quickly flipped through. There are a lot of laws there. There are more than 100 things. This is a text that was written provisionally after the end of the world. But in every aspect of life, they all have strict rules. Blizzard to enforce curfew after 12 hours. Don't allow any AI on the streets. Unless there is a document special of high-level Blizzard City. For example, in a snowstorm, it's forbidden to fight. If violated, they will be severely punished. The doctor interrupts her. We just don't break the rules of the snow. It's okay, is it not? In the rules you sent us. There doesn't seem to be. He said he's not allowed to leave the building. The waiter's face was a little unsightly. But if there's anything going on outside of you, my boss may blame me. Cosmetic translation promotion. Your rules are too many. But don't use this to restrict my freedom. He stared at the waiter and said, we will obey the rules of the blizzard. But I also hope you remember one thing. We are here as guests, not the subordinates of any AI. Not even prisoners. He finally understood. In this place, the primary purpose is to survive, not to live. Who are used to free society in the 15th row. Suddenly living in a regulated city. managed so closely. It's inevitable that you'll lose some of your humanity, especially the related parts. It's about freedom and happiness. The epidemic doesn't pay attention. Unsightly face of her staff. The waiter goes over to her and goes out. It's been so hard to get here. He wants to find an adult. Two people directly chat. It can be removed to get some intelligence about the blizzard. At least for a secret that he can point out to himself a way. Let yourself not make mistakes. In tomorrow's meeting, can get 10 more pieces of intelligence. Then eagles may make fewer mistakes than others. It's very important, he can't ignore it. After leaving the apartment, I saw the snow falling outside. There's no snowflakes on the clear road. I see a lot of new footprints. He knew that someone had gone out before him. In the snow-violent administrative district into the office of the commander. Chu is sitting on the chair. In front of him is a monster. Minister of Strategy. Just heard the Shi's effective report. Chu's face could not help but look serious. What did you say? Of the 13 cities that we've announced. But only the aptitude of 12 cities came. People of Linhai City. Why didn't they come? Shi's effective immediately replied. According to the crew on board. When the train stopped at Linhai City Station, no one showed up on the court. Chu's face is a little complicated. He unconsciously rubbed his fingers. He's not angry. I thought there was something wrong with this. Linhai City. It is located in the northeast of Tianhai City. It's also a coastal city. But compared to the Tianhai City, the level of prosperity and the size of the city are much worse. According to the intelligence of Jiangnan, the power of the superhuman power in Linhai City is not considered particularly strong. They have 6 powerful organizations that are quite large, whether it's individually or collectively. There's not enough power, either, against the will of the great Jiangnan region. That's it, in the face of a summons from the Jiangnan. And one of them didn't come. It's very strange. They are crazy. Why dare to fight the Jiangnan area? It's clear that the likelihood is very low. Chu looked at the fierce. Let's send someone to investigate this. Try to contact them. See if you can still contact me. The Skyzoid went on. He's contacted them, but didn't get any reply. However, it can be confirmed that they've got our news. His face became more serious. Or something has happened. He said we will send someone to investigate. If they really dare to disobey that order, take care of them first. Chu looked at the paralytic, slowly nodding. Just do as you say. He looked out the window thinking. I hope everything goes into orbit. Don't show up anything out of the blue. Open translation satellite phone Ra. On it is a map and indicates the location of Area A that the school district attorney sent him. According to the instructions on it, he walked towards the zone. Every area of the blizzard, they're all divided by rank. Each level area between the living areas, they're all separated by thick walls to form a natural hierarchy. You can clearly feel that life on the other side. This wall is far superior to Zone B. You can measure this just by the light. The energy after the end of the world is precious, although the lights in Zone B are bright, but they're just normal sources of light. Area A is much richer. The rays of light as colorful as a rainbow. LAN radiating under the high wall. The door and the area have more defenders with guns. When they saw Zhang Yi, they immediately stopped him. Please show your ID. Open the communication device. Give me a temporary passport. That's what the school district sent him. Tell them to verify. Is it this? Guards to guard after verification. Immediately change your attitude. Very respectfully invite Trong Yi in. Military defense. They are not eligible to enter the living area, so that everyone can enter the faculty. Of course, they admire it. To walk through the gates of the... When you get to Area A, the scene in front of me suddenly brightened. High-rise buildings. Colorful neon lights stretching across the streets. On the side of the road, there are also light shops. Are in business. Think about what the military has said. In the Snow City, there are really wild streets. Like before the end of the world. This time he really believed. But this beauty is only for a few. Campaign based on the map. Walk one circuit to the front of the bar. Name is Cypher. Come here. He just figured out the difference between the bar code. There's a lot of snowmobiles around here. Has been renovated. Like the vehicles of the armed forces and others. To realize the people who come in here, most of them are people who look terrible. It's not a high-level defense. He is also a member of the investigation team. Watch out, this is a place similar to the Veterans Club. It's also very normal when the chief of staff likes to go to this kind of place. Chung Yat came to the front door of the bar, immediately by the security guard, wearing a black combat uniform retard. Are you a member here? Cryptographic bars are bars by membership mode. People who come here are basically familiar faces. I saw that Zhang Yi was a stranger, so I stopped him. Laughing, he told you to wait a moment. When he finished, he called the school. The school district just said, give them the phone. Give the phone to the guard. After they pick up the phone very quickly afterwards, their attitude becomes reverent. Sorry, sir, I didn't know you were a friend. Please come in. The guard respectfully gave way to Zhang Yi. This also made Zhang understand that the current chief counsel has a real position. Not low, in the snowstorm. I don't blame him before. I want to be that captain. I walked into the ghost bar. There was a waitress. Are you Zhang Yi? The captain told me to guide you. The police officer said that I. The waitress laughed and said, follow me. When you walk into the bar, to expand immediately, I can feel the air inside. The strong smell of LAN filled the space. The man's throbbing laughter echoed endlessly. It's led to an elevator. I saw Zhang Yi's surprised eyes. The girl explained, downstairs are all normal customers. Above is a private room for VIP guests. No matter who has that status. How can I sit in a chaotic place? I drink like ordinary people. The movement to preserve this hierarchy is draconian. The girl replied casually. Of course. It doesn't matter when. Then social stratification is also inevitable. A strange light flashed in her eyes. With the experience of interacting with countless people, you can recognize the inhumanity of Zhang Yi. Although the epidemic does not look arrogant like rich men, but from his calm demeanor, you can see that he's not pretending. I'm a waiter here. You won't miss any chance to please powerful people. I just hope that one day you can climb to a higher position, to be someone who can live in the faculty. She asked with a smile. You look strange. You must have come here from outside, right? He grinned slightly as if not answering. He thought silently. 10 facts about him. I think of him as a child. Shuang Ying is always very cautious in the protection of your personal information. Not easy to disclose to any AI. Shuang Yi doesn't care about me. The girl looked unhappy. The elevator stopped on the 13th floor. The friend who is waiting for you is here to invite you in. The translator politely nods to her. Get out of the elevator. He thought that you will see a familiar face of adult divinity. I can't wait to get out of the elevator. He entered a large and empty room. There is a chair in the middle of the room, in the seat of a man with long silver hair. Lovely, beautiful appearance. He had a glass of red wine in his hand. Face with a polite smile, when looking at the epidemic. When Zhang saw him, his face was full of question marks. He's obviously here to find the Chief Justice. Then a strange man appeared in front of her. Or a woman. He was surprised to look around, determined that there was no other AI in the entire room. He was a little embarrassed to say sorry. Maybe the waitress led me the wrong way. We're going right away. He scratched his head again with fear. Sorry. The waiter seems to be going the wrong way. I'm going. But now that person speaks up. The voice was clearly of a man. No, you're not going to the wrong place. I told her to bring you here. Zhang Yi's eyes lit up. But I don't seem to know you either. The man muttered to himself, your name is Zhang Yi, right? One person that can get the Assistant Attorney General to personally meet. There's got to be a bit of bravery. Yourself, I don't really recognize his captaincy. I just heard a little bit about you. Zhang Yi's expression became alert. Because this guy's a little arrogant, I don't even see the White House. Dare to overcome the Chief Justice. Let him bring me here. I don't know what purpose he has. The movement is constantly thinking. Maybe he knew his own schedule. Thought he asked. Who are you? The man laughed implicitly. You must have heard the legend about me. My name is Deng. Shuang Yip is helpless to hear this. The man in front of me is confident. It's like wanting to spill out. The doctor just grinned wryly. I've heard your name a lot. That social tone clearly makes it magical. Not satisfied. He changed his face. You've never heard of my name. The police don't want to talk to this person. More. He was not allowed to bring him here. He took the time to find the school. Now here on my own. That's a pervert. I'm not a blizzard. It's strange not to hear your name. I've got to go see you. I don't have time to talk to you. After Zhang Yi finished speaking, he turned around and left. Suddenly, there was a hand on his shoulder. Translation by instinctual reaction by throwing a dislocated wrist. But it's easy for the enemy to stop it. Don't stress. I just want to see what kind of person is the guest of the school. Turn the body around. I can see the magic is still sitting in the chair. He was curious to say. Twins. God's power did not answer Zhang's question. I think he's also a space freak. You both open your mouth and say the same thing. I heard you're a space mutant. Can you show me your abilities or not? That voice echoes through the air. Suddenly, it's as if countless people are speaking up. 2 people only exist in the room. Suddenly turned into 10, 20 people. They're all identical in appearance. That voice doesn't know where it came from. The epidemic is completely unknown. How capable is the enemy? Be more careful in your heart. Let the gods say. Our team really needs a member like that. If your ability in DTO, I can consider it for you. Be a replacement for the squad. Angel. Zhang Yi was a little angry. When you see the man in front of you, always keep an arrogant attitude. He's talking. I don't care about Zhang's thoughts at all. I don't know what the enemy's capabilities are. But Zhang Yi has never been a bully. The light in his eyes. An arrogant man. You will regret your actions. He was prepared to widen the distance, looking in the direction. For the psychic to analyze silently. The use of divine power at this distance, it's not impossible. The elevator suddenly opened. The school rushed out. To Zhang Yi's surprise. He grinned and walked over to Trong Yi. Why did you run here? He put his arms around his shoulder. Come back to me quickly. I was waiting for you to drink with me. Let the gods see the coming of the school. A little lost interest in my eyes. He said, Chief Justice. I find this friend of yours very interesting. I want to talk to him for a moment. Don't you mind? School of laughing. Haha, the captain is interested in her. It is also considered his honor. Only thing. It's like that. At least give me an hour. I am also the captain of the investigation team. Is it not proper for you to do so? The corners of the mouth to be despised by the gods. Clearly uttered. Captain. If the border guard said this, maybe I respect his face a little. But it seems that your strength is not enough. That way. To be ridiculed by the gods. The police chief was angry. There's a human aura coming out of his body. Too divine. Do you want to make trouble in the blizzard, or SAO? Let the spirit frown furiously, thinking silently. How dare he talk to me like that? When the Attorney General talks to me, with such an attitude, do you have magic right away? Fun. But he can't continue to force the punishment. If you make a big deal here, he will also be punished by his superiors. He saw Zhang as a potential aptitude. You can become a reserve member in his angel squad. Help him keep something so new at will. But he didn't want to cause himself any more trouble. Just because of Trong Yi. Let God wave his hand. Maybe you don't know how wonderful an opportunity I missed. It's our angel squad. It's the most powerful entity in the Jiangnan area. When he finished, he left. The countless shadows on the middle stitch disappeared instantly. Even he disappeared in a split second. Waiting for the magic Deng to leave, the police chief breathed a sigh of relief. I was so nervous when I got here that I had to deal with this. No, it's not a big deal. Thanks to that, we know one more captain. Let's go. The police chief and Trong Yip step into the elevator. Let the elevator go downstairs. In the elevator, Assistant Attorney General, tell me about the fate of Deng. You were the team. He was the leader of one of the 6 investigative teams. Angel Squad. This person is very strong but extremely arrogant. He's from a family in the Golden Mausoleum. Based on the powerful endowment and the noble family, always seem to despise everyone. But he's not a bad guy either. You can understand that it's a super rich too. It's a gift and a family. The police officer said no. He can feel it, that the gods may have no evil against you. It's just his attitude looking down from above. Make Zhang Yi very upset. Back to the school. That's right. Tell me about your 6 investigation squadrons. I'm quite interested. If you encounter it later, you can be careful not to make mistakes. The school is smiling no problem. In this city snowstorm, our reputation is known. 6 investigation teams led by Commander Zhou established itself. It's the evil angel in the blood of the black cell. Rose and Rebirth. Each team has its own style that's easy to identify. Our black team. They're all wearing black combat uniforms. The angels wear silver armor. It's the highest tech product of the family. Other investigation teams. He is currently on an external mission, temporarily not present in the blizzard. The pink flower team has the most obvious characteristics because their members are all women. The school told him. In front of the city, there are only 2 squadrons of black cells and angels. There are 4 squads left. You may not need to understand for a while. A little memory in his heart, he thought. The situation in the Jiangnan area is really busy. If not, SAO is holding a regional convention here. There are other investigation teams. They're doing an outside job. Too divine. I thought of the man who had just died. I was curious to ask the police. Compared to the armed forces, what is the strength of this man? The school heard the name of Deng. The face becomes serious. As I said, his grace is great. This is related to the company. Behind him. The foundation of the company in the market is terrible, operating in many areas of high technology, which includes biotechnology. As strong as the current power of Deng the psychic, it's inseparable from the family contact. Full force fostered him. If you look at the dysfunctions alone, he is stronger than the captain. Although SAO, he's not like the captain. Suffer from the giant side effects of the dysfunctions. Jump startled. He's seen the destruction of the weapons. But the power of this psychic Deng, higher than the military. This really makes him nervous. If you judge the strength of this person, not even inferior. He said to himself, this is a dangerous character. It's best not to plug in. In the head, they are constantly thinking about magic. Told me to always be careful with him. Now the school is saying, of course. Can't. It only evaluates performance based on the strength of the ability. In terms of combat experience, the captain's side could be 10 streets ahead of him. The agency completely agrees with this. Being strong is one thing, but while fighting, whether you can use your full power or not, it's also a very important point. The translator asked again, do you know what his power is? The school centurion glanced at the translation. What are you asking this for? Even if you know, I advise you not to fight him. My hands are just a little curious. Being teased by him just now makes me a little nervous. He will fight with me later. The school district continued. You don't have to worry about this. Is the captain of the angel team, even though he's arrogant. As long as you don't break the rules of the city, he will not strike you. As for his abilities, he really doesn't know. Because in the Jiangnan area today, there are very few people who can get him to act. The police chief said in helplessness. although currently he became the captain of the Black Panther Company. But that doesn't mean that he's powerful enough against the other 5. He was worried in his heart. The difference between me and Deng is too big. This captain, I don't even know if I can keep doing it. The school does not know the power of Deng's magic, but he's able to recognize some of it. He was in the same room from the beginning. I have realized the ability to create so many shadows. It's not cloning. It's just an illusion. From the beginning, the power of magic appears in the chair. It was also fake. It's the space system pseudo-metamorphosis. Expand translation. It's very sensitive to the fluctuations of space. So, he knew that the magic was hidden in the room. Let him touch his shoulder. They're just hiding their own abilities. Analyze yourself in your heart. This power is really powerful and can silently kill people. But if you clash with Zhang Yi, the results can't be predicted. And the psychic Deng certainly has other powers. If not necessary, the police don't want to conflict with him. If you can be friends, the better. Bok Lai Long, the conductor, moved to the 7th floor. You can see the whole thing from up here. I saw the mess in the bar. You can also relax according to your desires. These tough guys. The left hand holds the wine bottle, right hand holding a charming woman. They do what they want under the bright lights. The center stage is covered in green light. And the women, naked, dancing there. The scene is both sexy and immersed in the secular. Chapter smile comment. It's so exciting. The school asked him, how do you like this place? Or in the sky? It's hard to go to places like this. Take a look at him and give him some news. As long as we want it, it's easy to do. All right. I forgot that you are the Emperor of Heaven. See what kind of wine you want to drink. Just shake your head. Drinking alcohol ruins the job. Even if you go to the snowstorm, you can rest. And we're here to do something. The school saw that Trong Yi said no, it was wrong. You came here to find out what? As I said before, there are things I can tell you. But there are things we can't say. Don't worry, smiling. We don't ask for secrets either. He looked at the school, you know. I'm not interested in snow. I just want to confirm. This meeting, what we finally need to do. Zhang Can replied. This is real, related to the death of the captain. I heard about the army. Can't help but startle. The Assistant Attorney General continued. This is the first time in case the captain died. That made the senior class of the general extremely worried. If later, Team 5 Master Mobilizer out on duty, there may be more casualties for the top class apes. That's why they want to mobilize local forces over there to preserve the potential power that exists in the blizzard. Of course, the goal is also to avoid civil war. Convenient for the management of the entire Jiangnam area. What the Attorney General said, Trong Yi thought of. What he cares about is the other one. I want to know, do they force others to join them? An epidemic of anxiety in my heart. Maybe one day, the police will force him to come here. Become a member of the investigation team. Zhang Yi will not be happy. The police officer thought for a moment and then answered, I don't know about this either. But I can tell you that. It's about capturing the powerful forces around you. We always do. Resident population in the Blizzard City. It's more than 1 million people. Most of them are not native speakers. For each resident, we all have strict screening standards. If the contribution is insufficient, they will be deported. If you can find it outside, people with special abilities, they will also be absorbed by us. This is also the reason why even powerful apes like the captain side, they also risk their lives on the mission. Because he has a family. I want to maintain a high standard of living for my family. We must not stop doing the task. Money doesn't work here. Even jewelry and gold and silver are just waste. Only integral is the common currency. Take a sip of water and ask. So is that? This total mobilization of the Jiangnam area, maybe they will choose some members to join the general investigation team. Right, the school can't be sure. This can't be said in advance. At least for a talented person like you. I'm afraid your superiors will have to think of ways to keep you. In the face of Bach's joke. School is extremely stressful. But if we come, your work will be difficult to explain. When the school heard this, its face was gray. In the mission report to destroy the raw material, Zhang has been pushed out. The movement has shown its strength. That's the case. It will be difficult for the Lord to explain.